For over 40 years, the USS Florida, SSGN 728, has been a shadow in the deep. Originally born as an Ohio-class ballistic missile submarine, SSBN, during the height of the Cold War, she was a silent guardian, carrying the weight of the world on her steel shoulders. But time and the unforgiving salt of the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans are enemies that no stealth technology can defeat. By the time she entered the dry dock for her final transformation into a museum monument, the Fighting Florida looked less like a predator and more like a relic. Her massive 560-foot hull was choked with thick green algae, barnacles, and sea-snot. The iconic matte black anechoic tiles, the submarine's skin, were peeling like sunburnt flesh, revealing patches of oxidized orange rust.
That was tight. All right, here is the interior of the starboard ballast tank. Note the level of corrosion on the structural supports.
To the untrained eye, she was a ghost. To the restorers, she was a masterpiece waiting to be uncovered. Restoring an Ohio-class submarine isn't like fixing a vintage car. It's like renovating a 20-story building that has been submerged in acid. The first unique fact about this restoration is the scale of surface. The USS Florida has an exterior surface area equivalent to several football fields. Engineers used a process called ultra-high-pressure hydroblasting. Imagine a garden hose, but with 40,000 psi of pressure, enough to cut through bone. As the water hit the hull, the ASMR of the restoration began. A deafening, rhythmic roar as decades of marine growth were vaporized, revealing the raw, silver-gray HY80 high-yield steel underneath.
All right, ease it down another 5 meters.
5 meters, confirmed. Looks clean so far.
But the real secret lies in the anechoic tiles. These are thousands of hand-placed rubber slabs designed to absorb enemy sonar. During restoration, each tile must be inspected. If air is trapped behind one, the hull will pop under pressure. Restorers had to painstakingly remove miles of degraded rubber, scrape away the toxic lead-based adhesives of the 1980s, and prepare the metal for a modern, eco-friendly marine coating. Moving inside, the restoration becomes a delicate dance of chemistry and clockwork. One of the most unique challenges was the lead-acid battery wells. A submarine like the Florida carries hundreds of massive battery cells, each weighing over 1,000 pounds. Over decades, these can leak acid fumes, corroding the very floorboards. Restorers had to wear specialized hazmat suits to neutralize the acid and polish the copper bus bars until they glowed like new pennies. Then there is the Sherwood Forest. That's the nickname for the missile compartment, where 24 massive vertical tubes stand like giant steel trees. In the Florida's second life as a guided missile submarine, SSGN, these tubes were modified to carry 154 Tomahawk missiles. Restoring this area required clocking the massive hinges of the hatch covers. These hatches weigh tons, yet they are so perfectly balanced that a single person can swing them open if the hydraulic tension is set correctly. The restoration team spent weeks lubricating these joints with subgrease, a thick neon green compound that resists both salt and extreme pressure.
Testing 1, 2.
Initiating emergency lighting systems test. Power cycling to red condition now.
As the restoration neared completion, the focus shifted to the optronic masts. Unlike older submarines, the Florida doesn't just have a periscope you look through, it has a forest of sensors. Restoring the glass on these lenses required diamond dust polishing to ensure the eyes of the ship were as sharp as the day she was commissioned. The final touch? The propeller or the screw. For decades, the design of this propeller was a top secret. It is a massive 7-bladed bronze work of art, curved specifically to prevent cavitation.
Look how shiny the hull
tiny
is. The
bubbles
restoration
that give
is
a
amazing.
submarine
And we're
away.
actually standing right
Restorers
next to the USS
spent
Florida.
400
incredible. I can't wait to
man-hours
see the
hand
inside.
buffing the bronze until it shone with a golden luster that could be seen from the crane tops. When the USS Florida finally received her last coat of speck black matte paint, she ceased to be a piece of scrap metal. She became a time capsule. Today, as a monument, she stands as a testament to the thousands of sailors who lived in her steel womb and the restorers who refused to let her sink into the shadows of history.